sense, we would roll them.
Well,
You know
they
what I'm saying?
catered
Like,
it. They catered it to the situation. So you have to work with what you've got. And when Trump said something like, "Oh, Russia, what if you've got their 30,000 emails or whatever?" Please, he was joking, right? But they're so stupid and they're so determined to believe something that they know isn't true that they will say that was some kind of an order to Russia or something like that. Also, he was always very good, outgoing with world leaders and stuff. Putin, they said it's a good thing to have a good relationship with them, and it is.
What, you want a nuclear war instead?
Yeah, right.
You think these freaking little safe space lib turds? Oh, that insulted me. Oh, that offended me. Oh, I need my safe space. They're going to go fight a freaking nuclear war, you filthy creatures?
They're going to get in a knife fight in a jungle somewhere.
Well, you think your safe space will prevent a nuclear bomb from blowing your ass up, you dirty animals?
Obama trying to do some kind of a Russia reset?
No. Yeah. Obama was trying to provoke a war with Russia on the way out, actually.
Right.
Remember the Russian jets were flying and buzzing our naval ships?
Well, yeah.
We sent troops to Poland.
He
was trying to provoke a problem for President Trump. And President Trump, this is what happened.
Something they would have to talk about before his inauguration.
When President Trump was elected, and legally he has a right to when a new administration is elected, they could talk to world leaders. They just can't make set deals in stone yet before he takes power.
Sure.
He called Vlad, and he's like, "Hey, Vlad, are we going to go to nuclear war? Are we going to go to war? This dirtbag globalist Soros puppet, Obama.
Yeah.
Barry Sotomayor is trying to provoke a war with you. It's not worth it. You know what? There's going to be no war. Chill out. When I get in, we'll work it out. We'll make peace.
Can't specifically talk about sanctions, but just trust me, everything's going to be fine.
People would rather have had a war with Russia, seriously? And North Korea, they're like, oh, he's nice to Kim Jong-un. Well, you want to go to war? No, you go there and fight them.
And then they talked about the saber rattling was going to bring on a war. You know what I mean? Too nice. He's too mean. You can't. There's no way to please him.
Win, yeah.
They're full of shit.
But the point is, the globalists, the swamp, the leftists, a lot of these swamp creatures work for China, and they should be charged with treason for China. And Russia is anti-globalist. Putin right now is anti-globalist.
Really?
See, the left loved Russia when they were communist. Putin is against the commies. You know that. He doesn't like the left. He doesn't like communists.
Really?
Yeah, Putin he's if you see his stuff that he says, he's anti-globalist because Soros tried to take over Russia in the 90s. Remember when communism fell? When the wall came down and communism, remember Russia was in shambles? You know who was really messing with Russia's economy? Soros. Because that's what he does. He causes chaos.
He's banned from there?
He's banned from there for that.
He can't go there.
So obviously, Soros is behind the world left. Putin hates Soros. So Soros is trying to put his agents to provoke problems with Putin. Very simple.
Let us know what you think in the comments about this, guys. Obviously, it's
okay.
The whole Russian myth has been bought so strongly, hook, line, and sinker. Russia, that you see even conservative people as they talk about it, Republican politicians, they talk about it. They say, "Well, Russia did this, Russia did that." There's no proof of that.
First of all, even if there was any kind of sign from any computers about them trying to hack, who knows if it was Soros agents in Russia trying to do that? So they could blame Russia. Who knows?
It doesn't matter if that malware was developed in Russia. Once it's developed and started, it could be reverse engineered and put anywhere by anybody.
Okay. So remember even in Helsinki when President Trump, the left never forgot. Remember he had that private meeting with Putin? I love that. He did that just to trigger them. Meanwhile, they were talking about, hey, how you doing there? Did you try out cheeseburgers over here?
Yeah, taking it easy.
He's like, go, and they're peeking out at the media probably. They're like, oh, look at those dirtbags out there trying to conjure up what we're saying over here. But remember then Putin came out and he says, well, what about George Soros meddling in other countries' elections? And right there, the media went berserk. Oh, what about that? Soros is trying to meddle in Israel's elections. He's the one behind the Arab Spring. Obama was behind the Arab Spring. Think about it. I have an Egyptian friend, and he told me he's so glad the Egyptian army, they're not radical, thank God, under al-Sisi, and they threw out the Muslim Brotherhood because Obama and the CIA and the deep state was trying to install the Muslim Brotherhood, who were radicals, in Egypt.
They really like to create problems, don't they?
Big time.
Yeah.
And even with Iran, the Iranian people want peace. They don't want to be radicals. And the regime, like if you go to my Twitter again, and I tweeted out that there's a group, they call themselves MIGA, Make Iran Great Again, and they support President Trump.
Nice.
And they're populist Iranians that aren't radical. They don't like. That's what people got to understand. You have good people and radicals on both. On all sides. There's a lot of good people that just want peace.
Oh, the people in Iran are
they're really good people.
They just want to be able to do.
Even Obama put them up to do a revolution, then he left them hanging and they got slaughtered. That was all part of it. You know what it is? Obama back then told them, "Yeah, rise up. Don't worry, we got your back," just so they could expose themselves. And then all of a sudden, they got slaughtered by the Iranian regime, the radical regime over there, okay?
Yeah, it's not as if this agenda sets itself, you know. I mean, like when
See, keep scrolling a little bit.
it's like the trans thing.
A little. There's a little.
No, I know
not
The
that
trans
much.
stuff started becoming an issue when Obama wanted it to become an issue.
Right there, A-Sun, right there. Like,
Do
look.
you want me to play this with sound?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, might as well from the.
Oh, that's
beginning.
great.
And he even says about John Kerry. Look at what he writes first of all. Oh, before go back. Look at this.
make it bigger.
Restart
Let's
leader.
make
They
it bigger.
banned this guy Restart, who's a non-radical good Iranian who wants peace with Israel and the U.S. They banned him from freaking social media at one point. And this guy's a peaceful Muslim, a good one. Look at this.
Tell of the horror movie.
Restart
music.
leader has saved the lives of Iranian American soldiers by broadcasting his program trying to prevent Iranians from going to Syria war. John Kerry, you paid $150 billion to the Islamic Republic so they can kill American soldiers. Okay, look at this. Yeah, play this if you want.
It's playing. So it's on screen.
It's volume up, yeah. It's very interesting, folks. This is Red Pills right here, real truth right here. Where's the fake news saying this stuff? I don't see the fake news.
Swallow it.
Wow, some people in our YouTube stream are commenting that they got kicked off and had to jump back on.
Yeah, you see, too much truth, huh? The
Yeah,
Red Pills.
that's
Yeah, you leftist globalist bastards. The truth hurts you, stings you. It's like holy water to vampires.
I'm gonna-
See,
you know,
the
this-
truth, it's like fucking holy water.
You know what this means? I now have to relaunch. Hang on, let me lower that. I now have to relaunch your website to make sure we have like an island fortress in case anybody ever comes.
Yeah, that's what we
calling
need.
on
We
it,
need the,
you know?
the website. Yeah, folks, look for me. What's the website
well,
again?
no,
What's
the
the
thing
actual-
is, it is UncleTonyRedpill.com, but it's down right now because I let it go down for a little while when we weren't using it. I still have it fully built. It's all ready to rock. I just got to reactivate.
So eventually, if something happens, folks, you'll find me there. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, well, we have actually on
Find
there.
me. They
yeah,
can't stop Uncle Tony.
I'll relaunch it again in the next week. We have a newsletter on there, so if you end up wanting to make sure that no matter what happens to us on social media, you'll be able to hear from Uncle Tony and at least be able to hear what's coming down the
Can't
pipeline.
silence me, punks.
You can jump on the newsletter there, and next week I'll put out information for you on how to do that. They got some interesting music on this video.
Right? Yeah, but look at this guy. This guy's the Restart leader. Restart. God bless the Restart. Yeah, they want to get rid of these dirty freaking radicals so the people can live a peaceful life. I'm telling you, folks. You know what? Even Saddam. You know what? Now that I'm thinking, the fake news, they lie about everything. Because I talk to a lot of people. Like one of my friends, he's an Egyptian Muslim guy. He's one of the most peaceful men you ever met. Such a nice man. Mm-hmm. And he told me he was in Iraq before we hit Iraq. In 01 back then. He told me it was so nice, and now it's wrecked. After we under Saddam, you see some of these countries need a strong arm guy.
Yeah.
But Saddam was against the radicals. They said, he was killing the people. Who? Terrorists?
Yeah.
He was killing the terrorists and against the radicals.
His own people.
Meanwhile, the Christians were protected under Saddam, because I know Iraqis also who lived there, and they told me that once Saddam got overthrown, the terrorists, they annihilated the Christians. Hundreds of thousands of Christians got killed over
So
there.
what you're telling me is that weapons of mass destruction was Russia collusion 1.
Where was the weapons of mass destruction?
They didn't exist,
and
just
Mueller,
like Russia collusion
and that
didn't
lowlife
exist.
Mueller was testifying. I never forget.
No
Remember back then,
kidding, yeah.
he was testifying that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, which was false information, as one of the reasons for us to go to war.
Fucking Mueller.
Yeah.
Wow.
He should be in jail for that too. Think about how many lives have we lost there? How many trillions have we spent over a freaking lie? So they could steal it. They just wanted to steal Saddam's oil and gold and money. That's
and
all
then
that
ruin the
was.
country in the process.
And ruin the country and lift up the radicals. That's exactly what they do. Well, he's my friend now, but I remember one day I was in a coffee shop, and this young man sits down, leaves his computer there. And out of all people in there, he looks at me, he goes, I'm going to go order a coffee. Could you watch my computer? He doesn't know me, but Uncle Tony's a trustworthy guy. So I'm like, don't worry, brother. It's like Fort Knox. Ain't nobody touching your computer. Because you're in New York, folks. I've got my water. See this water bottle? See this right here? It was this much left one day. I was having coffee. I was outside smoking a cigarette. Somebody stole my freaking water bottle. So in New York, you got to be careful with everything. It could go like this.
Yeah.
So he asked me to watch the computer. I watch it. He comes back. What a nice man. Such a good energy. He goes, thank you so much, my friend, blah, blah, blah. So I start talking to him. I go, where you from? He goes, I'm Syrian. He goes, but I'm Christian. I was like, oh, man, how are you? My heritage is Greek and Jewish. Old cultures. Syria has a long history, a great history.
Sure.
So he goes, my friend, this and that. So we start talking. So, and this was still when Obama was president. This is like maybe, I met this kid maybe 2 years before President Trump came in. So I go to him, yo, what's really going on? See, I get information from people. I love info, and I get what's, the fake news ain't going to tell you this. This is a human being who knows. I go, were you there? What's going on? I go, who's behind ISIS? He goes, I'll be honest with you, he goes. He was riding in the car with his friend one day, another Christian Syrian. Mm-hmm. He goes, first of all, before the CIA financed ISIS in them, they weren't existent in Syria. And Assad was only against radicals. He protected the Christians and the moderate good Muslims who were peaceful. So he told me him and his friend were driving in the car, and ISIS got him. ISIS came out of nowhere. They got him. They tortured his friend, and they killed his friend. And they were about, because they said when they first got them, they took off their shirts, and they both had crosses on their arms. So they knew they were Christians.
Right.
So they made this poor kid, Michael, such a sweet soul. This poor guy had to watch his friend get tortured by ISIS to death. Okay? But you know what? Sweet revenge, folks. Now, if this isn't karma, instant karma, God said, you know what, man? This is not right. I'm going to do something. You know who came in to save him? They were about to do that to him. They finished with his friend. They cut him up into pieces.
Yeah.
And they were about to do the same to Michael. Guess who stormed in and saved him? Assad's forces and the Russian military. Oh, and they slaughtered everybody in there.
At that moment.
They killed everybody, every terrorist, ISIS, filthy creature that was in there. The ones that tortured and killed his friend, all dead. So he got to see that at least.
So the caliphate is non-existent now, thanks to President Trump.
Over there, but they're the radicals are all over the world.
They're all over the world. But in the
They've
caliphate,
infiltrated
the
our
land,
countries.
all that stuff doesn't exist.
Hey,
Now-
real quick, shout out to Chris Vino, Dan Kreisman, and Tony Lohman.
What's
we
up,
love you
Chris
guys.
Vino?
We
What's
love
going
you
on,
guys.
man?
Yeah, those guys are the best.
Daniel Kreisman, what's going on, man?
You know Kreisman's gonna get in the mix in the comment section. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Dan Kreisman. This Gerald Nadler now tomorrow is gonna.
No Nads Nadler.
Yeah.
No Nads. He's got no Nads.
He's been demanding this unredacted version of the Mueller's report, which is illegal to give. The Attorney General's failure to comply with the subpoena after extensive accommodation efforts, it leaves him no choice but to initiate contempt proceedings. So they want to find him in contempt. That's ridiculous.
Guess what?
It's illegal for him to give them what he wants.
Nadler is asking for a crime to be committed by the AG.
Yeah.
And then if he did do that, they would charge him with a crime. You see what they're trying to do?
Exactly.
Because you know what? A lot of this stuff cannot be released.
Of course.
Legally.
It is illegal.
You have sources and methods. Mm-hmm. You have grand jury testimony. You got a lot of stuff in there that the public cannot see.
Yeah, stuff that
So
affects ongoing
Nadler, who's a
investigations.
supposed lawmaker, is asking the Attorney General to commit a crime. So in other words, shouldn't Nadler be arrested for asking for a crime to be committed? I don't know. What's up with the law, man?
I think so.
Is there any freaking law anymore in this country or not? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there any law?
They want to, let's see, Representative Doug Collins, the ranking Republican on the panel, said Barr would be breaking the law if he released the full report, which includes confidential grand jury testimony, instead of introducing legislation allowing the Attorney General to provide Congress grand jury material. Democrats move to hold him in contempt. So instead of trying to make it legal for him to do what they want, they just want to hold him in contempt. They are the most aggressive and disingenuous, dishonest bunch of people on earth. Starting with Gerald Nadler, starting with that whole, they're all full of shit, and they have
No Nads Nadler. Okay. Meanwhile, he has Russian ties and shady business with China, and he's another filthy. You know what it is? This is what the left tries to do. They think people are stupid. They discredit him
because they're going after Barr because
and
he's
you
about
know
to
what?
find out where
But
all the bodies are
but
buried.
Exactly. Okay. So you know what? They try to discredit people, so then they could say, "Oh, look, no, it ain't working, folks. Only morons believe that crap."
Yep.
Okay. They're a bunch of filthy creatures.
Yep.
You see, even the way they're trying to say that they're worried that, like, if President Trump loses by 20 electoral votes in the 2020 election, that he's not going to accept the results.
Oh,
'Cause
Nancy
they're planning on
Pelosi, she
doing-
knows so well how unless they win by so much, it's undeniable.
That's
then
a
he
dog
will-
whistle to commit major voter fraud
Yes.
across the country.
Yes.
They want to commit because they know they're going to try to commit as much voter. Listen, they've all admitted they want illegals to vote.
Ballot box
Right?
stuffing.
Yep. Absentee
Vote
ballots.
harvesting.
That should have been taken care of. See, that was DHS's responsibility. And now maybe there's stuff going on we don't know about. But the bottom line is voter and election fraud is the biggest threat to our country right now. And again, people have got caught for voter fraud already. There's so many. If you want, go to.
Before we do this, hold that thought. Keep it in mind. Don't forget it. We just got kicked off of our own YouTube stream. Now, we're still streaming. The stream is live on YouTube, but like on our account, got booted off our own stream and like sent out to like a Ben Shapiro video or something.
You gotta be kidding me.
We're still live on YouTube, I think, unless
So
unless my computer's lying to me. But yeah, people on YouTube were mentioning before, oh, I got kicked off the stream. They had to come back on, whatever the case might be.
They get kicked off the stream.
So I mean, I'm on our account that we're streaming from, watching the video, and again, it booted me out to another video.
You gotta be kidding.
Unless it's lying that we're not really live now. But
Now, what did I say?
Leading
positive,
people.
pretty positive we're not an apparition here.
Could
so.
you please explain to me what I could possibly have said that was wrong?
Oh, no. We didn't get the stream kicked off. We just literally got kicked off of watching it.
Well,
As a
they're
view,
messing with
it's
us.
showing what exactly.
They're messing with us, bro.
Yeah.
So-
The inference being that Tony said something wrong, that we said something inappropriate.
The truth is, the truth is wrong to those people.
Oh, by the way, quick shout out
You ain't
to
shutting me
John
up.
Stone.
ain't shutting
Love you,
me up,
XY.
man. I'll be all over the place. You ain't shutting me up. Get out of here, you filthy globalist punks.
Yeah.
Yo, quick shout out to John Stone. We love you, XY. And by the way, Pat, Gregory Hitzig says, love the NYC Crime Report.
Yeah.
If you guys don't
Thank
know,
you.
Pat has several things he does with New York City Crime Report, a podcast that comes out almost daily, weekly show on Compound Media, also New York City Crime Report. So check him out over at Pat Dixon NYC is the Facebook page for that.
Pat Dixon NYC is the Facebook page. But go to crimereport.nyc. Then you get all the episodes, and all that shit's free 5 days a week. It's all about crime in New York City.
Now,
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It's
funny.
I want to get to something funny because Pat's great. His show's great too. So now since he's talking about funny, let's get a little lighthearted right here. Hey, Tom Arnold, how you doing, bro? Yo, bro, your wife left you because you got Trump. She said because he's got Trump derangement syndrome, bro. Yo, Tom Arnold lost his wife now.
Whoa, that happened to.
I said, yeah, she got rid of. She can't stand his
specifically
Trump
because of that. That's great.
Meanwhile. How you doing?
Wife of 10 years.
Yeah, you lost your wife.
Wow, he lost a lot of weight, though,
Look, dude, between the stress and the crack,
Yeah.
Because he has it. He's just got a hard on for President Trump. Look at him. Washed up, filthy
I've honestly,
crackhead, bro.
I don't even call people washed up just because I don't like him. He legit has gotten like less, like even when he talks about stuff, he just seems like he's almost like a deranged person now. He's like no longer even like a functional thinker.
No, he does seem crazy.
He's a
fucking
junkie,
insane.
crackhead, probably, who knows, maybe meth, filthy creature. All right, talking all that
speculating.
freaking lip turd
alleged.
filth. Alleged.
But look at him. He looks
course.
great. He looks amazing, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
Just look at him. That's the face of a Trump.
That's a role model, ladies and
Just eating
gentlemen.
him alive. These people are being eaten alive by Trump derangement syndrome.
They
And
hate to
I
see
love it.
all the Trump winning.
I love it.
It makes them crazy.
Their hate gives me energy. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's unfortunate. I'm sure our president would say sad, but on the other
it's
hand,
consuming them.
they have a choice to make, and they choose to be consumed by this.
And now he lost his wife. Look at him. You filthy creature. What a filthy animal.
Look at the implication here. Tom Arnold says Roseanne Barr
Wasn't
wasn't racist when he was with her.
She's still-
Oh,
Poor
by the way,
kids, the poor kids.
I don't know why, but the inflection I threw on that with my own, of course, made me think of that Anna Navarro clip where when she was referring to the censorship of the various conservative personalities across YouTube and not YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, when she's like, "I want them silenced, I want them muted, I want them." It's like Jesus. When they run that back, it sounds like a fucking psycho.
Meanwhile, what happened to the First Amendment? Meanwhile, they cry for the First Amendment. Meanwhile, the fake news deserves. Like I said, the First Amendment does not cover a screaming fire in a crowded theater. That's what the media has done for all these years.
Screaming Russia in a crowded
screaming
country.
Russia in a crowded country. Yeah. So,
That's true.
Yeah.
freaking washed up Tom Arnold. How you doing there? You filthy creature.
It is
Now,
fun.
there's another creature I got to get into.
I feel like while we're
over here
busting
really
this ball, I should have a picture of him with his cute kids up.
Yeah, kids are cute, but he's a junk box. Look at him. You filthy.
He worked really hard to keep
Piece
that
of
young
garbage.
keep that young wife happy.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
Didn't work out. Could you imagine the poor woman's cooking a nice dinner, some lobster, some shrimp, and this junk box comes in. Yeah, Trump, oh, Trump, oh, Trump. She's probably like, yo, enough of this dirtbag. You know what I'm saying? Yo, enough of this dirtbag, you filthy creature.
De Niro.
Hope I see you begging for money in the streets of New York, you punk.
Fuck Trump.
I'll piss in your cup. I'll urinate. You come out with that cup over there, Tom Arnold, trying to beg for money, bro. I'll urinate on it.
It was down with Trump. Now it's fuck Trump.
Are you De Niro?
Yeah, I'm De Niro. Fuck Trump.
The bravest man in Hollywood. Yeah. Oh, hey,
Yo,
ready? Hey,
yes.
let's do a little quick. Let's just check in on Robert real quick. Bear with me for a hot second.
Robert De Zero, another zero, filthy. Ugh, and Jim Carrey, another. Wow, Jim Carrey, what happened to him? He's just.
Real quick. Here's good old
Guess she got
De
red
Niro.
pill.
I would never spend another dime on these filthy. I'll never watch another movie with these animals. You kidding me, bro?
Yeah, the old stuff.
Get out of here.
Grandfather did.
I don't even. I can't watch anything with these people in it.
You can't watch The
anymore.
Godfather too.
Well, no, but it's not. Pacino has more of a role in Godfather.
What is this? Who's he playing here? Is this a Jimmy
No, this
Hoffa?
is
No,
supposed
this
to
is-
be. This
this
was
is-
supposed to be a
this
new
is De
movie, but
Niro.
it didn't come out yet because I bet you because they know that people are gonna boycott it.
Well, no,
'cause,
here's why they're gonna boycott already. Because what are those? Jesus Christ! Look at those platforms.
he's even phony about his
I
height.
mean, look at the gentleman
yeah.
next to him.
Meanwhile, look at Pacino. That's
Oh my
Pacino
God,
next
that's
to
like
him.
4-inch plat. No, it's not Pacino. Is it?
Yeah, it is.
What?
That's Pacino, bro.
No.
Yeah, bro.
No.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
not Al Pacino.
Yeah, it is.
Hooah.
Drop us a
it
comment.
out.
Yo, drop us a comment. Tell if this is
I'm
Al.
telling
if
you, he's
think this
supposed to come out with a new
person
movie
Just
with
look,
De Niro
I'm
and Al
sure it's-
Pacino.
is Al Pacino. I couldn't even tell what movie this was.
Can
I
you
just
just,
typed
like,
in.
No, it's a new movie that's supposed to come out. Never came
Make
out
it
yet.
a little smaller. It should say off to the right who that is.
That actually is probably true.
Look,
Let's
Al
see.
Pacino, man. Dude, I know what I'm talking about. Don't doubt me. Like
Wow,
that.
I got to
Don't
give it to you if
like
that's right. That did not look like him to me.
If I say I know something, I know something. If I don't, I say I'm not sure.
Yeah, Pacino it is.
Yeah, that was Pacino.
What
So-
the fuck? Pacino? He
Yeah,
gained a lot of
makeup.
weight.
Yeah,
Huh? A
dude,
lot of
they probably
makeup
made
on
him
him.
up
Yeah.
to look older for
I
some
think I'm used to
reason.
seeing him
it's-
I'm used to seeing him thinned out in those movies. Yeah. But wow, look at that big platforms. There was a time where they knew how to shoot well to make you look tall if you were a
Well,
manlet.
platforms, whatever.
you
This
know.
is Hollywood shit.
Well,
you know?
Al
I mean, that's
Pacino's
just like a little funny.
probably taller than him, so they didn't want him to look.
I just like
side
to
by
bring
side.
that picture up when people bring up Robert De Niro being like a brave fighting
He's
man.
a filthy creature.
I mean, I am sitting in a booster seat right now. So I mean, let's be real.
Actually, Zuckerberg was sitting in the booster seat when he was doing the congressional hearings and lying under oath
He
a while ago that he
was.
wasn't censoring conservative.
Yeah.
He was sitting in a booster seat.
Like a little book or
Yeah,
something, a little
yeah.
cushion.
like a
Yeah.
bleacher cushion almost.
Yeah.
Fucking fruit.
So
And that's undeniable.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Keeps it in his suit pocket at all
No,
times.
but you know what's
Creepy
sad?
robot.
Think about this. Even
really is.
Even though conservatives and the right is censored big time on social media, we still get real info. They can't do everything. That's why they're just knocking people off now. That's a problem. Although, like I said, there's others. There's Gab. There's other. What is it? Vine. There's other things. You could have your own website.
Yeah.
Like
Breitbart.
Alex Jones did very well all those years before social media. He had his own website. So they're not gonna fully. You know what? In the long run, people are gonna get so fed up. I was seeing something on the Greg Gutfeld show, and I don't know how true this is. See, even Greg Gutfeld show, they were trying to downplay social media because in reality, you see the truth. Like, in other words, just on my Twitter feed alone, like, I know where to look. I was seeing rockets hitting terrorists from the Israelis live. Like, you see real stuff going on.
Yeah.
So they don't want to show that. That's why they try to censor it. But the point is, there's still a lot of good info. And you know what it is? The cat's been let out of the bag. So in other words, it's too late. They're trying to censor us now. Like, once a cat's out of the bag, you can't put a muzzle on a cat. The cat's out of the bag. All right, you put a muzzle on it, it's out of the bag.
Yeah.
So we know the truth. Millions of Americans. Like, at one point, I used to tell people about the elites and the fake news, and people that knew me for a long time knew that I know what I was talking about, and they understood. But other people were denying it. Nah, it's crazy. Like, if you would have told people a lot of this stuff going on now, a few years ago, before it's been exposed, they would have thought you were nuts.
Even when Trump said he was being spied on
Thank
by
you.
Obama.
They thought he was nuts. And when he was saying what's going on in Sweden, they said he was crazy.
Yes.
And there was like a terrorist attack the next day. So he knows exactly what's up.
Yes.
So, what's it called? So, yeah. So, even though they try to censor, the truth still comes out. And-
Gutfeld, you said. You were talking about Gutfeld.
Oh, yeah. So, Gutfeld had said, they were saying that on Twitter, that 80% of the tweets are only given out by 10% of the actual Twitter users. And they were saying that most Twitter accounts have 50 followers and less. No, I don't know, man. I follow thousands. Thousands of people follow me. They have a lot more than 50. A lot of people, a lot of conservatives, even though we're shadow banned, I'm shadow banned. I know that. What do you think? I checked. All the conservatives, in other words, my tweets don't get out to as many people as they should.
Right.
Think about it. I got almost 10,000 people following me. And yet, you get 20 likes, 30 likes, really. And a lot of people like, yo, we don't see your tweet. Even my friend who follows me, we were near each other one day. I tweeted. He didn't get my tweet.
Yeah, if
You
you
didn't
have
see
multiple accounts of any kind, you can check. Sometimes
Right.
you don't get your own tweets.
I don't have multiple accounts. I have one account, and that's it.
Right, and it's not like Facebook, where like when you're a Facebook like a profile page, not a personal one, where they think of you as a business and they want to kind of make sure you don't get full reach because they want you to start paying them for some.
Twitter doesn't do that.
Twitter, it's like you're supposed to be able to see people you fucking follow.
They're just dropping your influence. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're
For no
just-
reason.
Yeah.
And
It's-
why
it's
in
probably
my
written
promoted
into the
tweets now
algorithm.
they're supposed to have algorithms, right? Like if you want, go to the front of my Twitter page, my actual feed, not my actual page, but my actual
like your
feed,
like home.
that I get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was home.
Nah, I was just taking a second to load. I have a bazillion things running right now. If we need to reheat like a sandwich, we could use my laptop. What am I looking for?
Now that's the feed right there. If you just scroll, I don't know if it's gonna come up the promoted tweets. Keep scrolling. See on my phone whenever I look, because I do mostly over my phone. You get promoted tweets, and I get all this leftist crap.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I'm a conservative. Like, why would the algorithms send me promoted tweets by leftists?
They know that they can't change their minds, so they're going to just annoy you with that.
Yeah, but then I just comment something like, "Go screw yourselves," you know.
Yeah, but they don't want you, to spread the word on the other stuff. That's for sure. I love that county map that's so
Yeah,
red.
look, scroll up a little bit
Beautiful.
if you want. Right with right here. Now
That's what
look,
the United States
now
really
look,
looks like.
Now you know what? That was the election results, right? Mm-hmm. Now look how much red there is, and look at the blue. Now, if you see in New York, mostly upstate is red. And then you have Staten Island too. You have Staten Island, the Patriots out there in Staten Island who are red.
Yeah.
Now look at California. You see California?
All on
Now
the edge.
a lot of the inner red also is where a lot of those wildfires happens, which is very suspect
And
too.
farms, too, yeah.
Yeah, very suspect. Like Orange County, that big Trump people, they got burned out over there. Okay,
Right.
so that's a little suspect in my opinion.
So
the
land-wise-
leftists are known to be filthy.
Someone can spin that on you. It always comes back to the leftists because whether it
The
was...
left is known for doing
Right,
shit like
but
that.
my point is, even if it was malicious and it was arson, their fault. Let's say it wasn't arson and it's just the fault of horrible government environmental management
That was
policies.
another thing.
Also liberal problems. That's like...
You believe these libtards didn't want to clean the dead trees and get rid of like the shrubage? Like really, stupid
That's
bastards.
what leads to
Yeah, so
spread,
maybe they
like...
could set fires when they wanted. That's why they did it.
And if you ever wonder why they're so in
Filthy
favor
animals.
of no borders and all the illegal immigration, look at the outer chunk of Texas, the outer edge of Texas, the outer edge of
right here,
these
huh?
states along here. Yeah, they turn them blue with illegal
Voter fraud.
immigration. Yeah.
And voter fraud. So now,
So there you have
if
it.
you see the map, right? That was now you're telling me, even
This must be Ilhan up here. Huh?
during
Canadians coming in.
during the midterms, certain areas in Cali that you see in New York that were red turned blue. Bullshit. And another thing, I'm sick of this crap about Hillary even winning the popular vote.
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit. Listen, folks, do you all remember that night? You know what it is? I had it in my old phone and they couldn't transfer my pictures to my new phone, these dirtbags. So anyway, I had a screenshot somebody had taken. I didn't even take it. That night when they called the election at 3 in the morning, it was about 3. Somebody screenshotted. It had the results. Like it had this map, but it had how many votes everyone had. President Trump was up like 400,000 in the popular vote when the election was called. Now, I understand certain votes got to be tallied up and all that, but hold on. And I even asked people who are lawyers, I asked people from other countries, does it take a month and a half to count, at least a month, to count all your votes? In the United States, do you remember in the United States of America ever, for a month, them counting the votes? Now, you know what the left did? They try to make it bearable for their useful idiots so they don't like jump off buildings and shit. So what happened was, I never forget, that night President Trump even had the lead in the popular. They were adding 100,000 to Hillary. So all those new ballots they were finding just happened to all be for Hillary. Now one for Trump.
Yeah.
And now think about this. It was about a month. It kept going every day. And I was writing it down. See, they don't think people are going to do that. Most people aren't. I'm good with keeping track of stuff.
They didn't give her the popular vote like the next day? I thought it was the
It was
next
a
day.
month later.
Was it really?
No. They gave it to her. Think about it. A couple of days later, they said, "Oh, now she's in the lead because they found more votes." But they kept adding, just to give life.
Oh, right, to make it millions and millions of
To
people.
give life. No, it was 3.5 million in the end.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So think about this: 100,000 a day, about a month and a half. Boom, there's your 3.5 million. And I was writing down, okay, this is how many they're saying today. This is how many they're saying today.
But
And
you
every
just
day,
find
100,000 a day. They were
Find them?
finding, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you know what they were doing? They had their fist up Soros's ass, and they were pulling them out of Soros's ass. And maybe Rosie O'Donnell, because she's a little big, and Michael
is-
Moore.
that is
They
erotic.
probably had all the votes stuffed up their ass just to fit them there. and they were pulling out the votes. Hey, Michael, yeah, oh, yeah.
He likes it. Hey, Michael.
Yeah, and Rosie O'Donnell, freaking whale.
Oh, Pat, you're new to this party. Tony's mused about what was it sending Rosie O'Donnell in some form into North Korea, full of someone else. I think he's covered all the bases when it comes to sending these people to the fucking.
Oh no! I said, listen, worst comes to worst, why even waste nukes? Just drop Michael Moore and Rosie O'Donnell on North Korea. Make them eat like 200 burritos each. Make them eat. Yeah, make them eat.
Let them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Prepare it for him and put it in the room.
Make like 200 burritos at least. Maybe they could probably eat more than that, but
at least you need 300. If you put 200 in, one of them's gonna kill the other. Just to have supremacy over the burritos. 300
in each one.
Yes.
And you just drop them over freaking North Korea. It's over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what's it called? I think they would surrender before that. Just you got to dangle them out of a helicopter. Hey, we're gonna drop these on you unless you surrender. Hey, Rocket Man, you don't want none of this. You don't want no burrito stuffed Rosie O'Donnell and Michael Moore. I'll tell you that.
Liberals don't like helicopters too much lately either.
Oh wait, we gotta add someone too. See if they get really smart, we'll add Stacey Abrams in there too. She could probably fit 300 burritos in there too. So Michael Moore, Rosie, and Stacey Abrams. Right there, boom.
She can do it like Strahan without even opening her mouth in that tooth gap. Processing it.
Yeah, so...
Hey, by the way, you were talking about counting election votes, right? Turns out, dangerous business counting election votes. Because you were thinking Indonesia, there's like 150 million people or something. No, 150 million voters. And they do it on paper ballots. And apparently it's so hot over there, 270 people died counting them.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't from violence?
No. Counting votes.
Oh.
Sure. They died from counting.
But at least they were trying to do the right thing.
Your body will shut down before you die of counting.
It's okay.
You know what I mean? Your body won't let you die of counting. Your body will say, get some rest. I'm going to shut you down for a little while. Wake up and count.
Yeah.
I think we pulled up a picture of this on Pat's show, and it was a bunch of guys laying around on the floor like hot. It was pretty weird.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty weird.
Yeah.
Dangerous business having elections these days.
Sure.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business.
Yeah, right.
So if you want to go to my Twitter again, scroll down on my page if you want.
Tony, we are grateful to you for providing this stream of truth to us.
It's pure truth. Red pills. Red pills.
Where is the...
Remember the Matrix? What do you want? The blue pill or the red pill? But it's funny, man. When I tell the truth to certain people, like... They stop, like, the ones that can't handle it. Yeah. Remember he said, take the blue pill, you live in your own little dumb world. But the red pill, you might get sick for a while. Man, when I tell people about some of this stuff, they're like, oh.
You got to be incremental.
Yeah,
incremental red
I try to give the red pills slowly. Certain people handle it better than others.
Yeah, there's some people you can't OD them on the red pills. You
so
got to let them get that little dosage.
My main page.
We're there?
No, where my tweets were. My actual tweets.
Oh.
Where the man lives. You got a great looking Twitter.
I'm telling you,
sleek,
I love my Twitter.
Red, white, and blue.
Too bad I don't know how long it's gonna last now with these people, but it's all right.
Look at all that activity.
This is my brilliant promo photo that I made for you guys in all my graphic design glory.
Look at that.
Yeah, try to keep it simple.
Okay.
Stands out.
So
hopefully.
scroll down if you want.
What am I searching for?
I want to get
I'll
on now. Really quick, stop.
Right there.
You see this? Twitter suspends account now. Jack Posobiec. You know what, man? Some people they try to like make fun of him. He has a big following. He's great.
This seems like a regular old
This
patriot.
guy says the truth, man, about a lot. Like, look at what he did. He had look at what Twitter did. Now, this is my tweet out, Porters. It's suspended.
Can we see the video?
Guest spot on there or something like a
yeah, I don't know. I'm a
interview.
little too raunchy. I don't know. They're a little like kind of.
They know that you could tone it down.
No, I could
Can
tone
we
it
watch
down.
it? Or, I mean, like, how do you watch it?
I think did you screenshot it maybe? Because I don't think it's playing.
No, look.
Oh, it just took a second because I'm playing 80 things on my computer at once here.
Okay.
Let's see.
Well, as accusations of censorship continue to swirl around Twitter, an account created by one America's very own Jack Posobiec gets suspended. The account was started by Posobiec to track violence committed against Trump supporters.
The whole
He makes
account does
posts
that.
under the username MAGAphobia in a nod to the language used by the left. Posobiec defines this as the irrational or unfounded fear
saying about hate
Trump
crimes
or
committed by Trump
supporters.
supporters.
Now,
There's
it's
not
not
one
clear at this
proof,
point
no video.
why Twitter has
It's all against Trump
suspended his
supporters.
account,
The hate
or
crimes. All
whether
the hate
it
crimes
will
are
be
against Trump
reinstated.
supporters. And Jack's been monitoring it big. I love Jack. He was there for the Covington kids. He's a great dude, man. And what? He was like a naval officer and intelligence,
I
right?
I met him.
This
Yeah.
guy's this guy knows what's going on, man.
I met him in Atlanta.
He's a patriot.
He's an all right guy.
He's a patriot. So, I'll never forget. I remember one time somebody had told someone, "Have you said that provides any good info?" Jack provides a lot of good info. I go, "You don't want to follow me because I like Jack?" I go, "Screw you. I don't need you. I need a guy with 50 followers. Get out of here, punk."
It was what was the name of the thing that's suspended? Magaphobia.
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 I liked watching that, you know, because it exposed. I mean, it pissed me off when I watched it. I didn't like what it was on there, but it exposed the truth about the real hate crimes against Trump supporters. You know what I'm saying?
Huh. It's just no results for
Yeah.
Magaphobia.
Yeah. All right, and this is Jack, and this guy. But believe me, Jack's good. At least he's on OAN. He exposes the truth. So.
Well, if you search Magaphobia and look for videos, there's a bunch of videos there too. So that might be a helpful way to just the word itself. Search the word, search the term. You may be able to get some Magaphobia videos, but it is too bad that the man can't just like do that on Twitter without being
bothered. Go back to my main with the same thing where you saw him, because there's one guy I want to.
Oh, like just open the post.
Yeah, scroll down on the feed. Scroll down. I want to get on somebody, this punk right here, but keep scrolling. Oh yeah, look, they even had an AO. Remember I was saying the AOC parody account? They suspended that. Look at this guy right there. Click on this one. This douchebag that I wrote. Look.
Where right here?
Yeah, right here. Yeah, that
on
tweet.
the tweet.
That tweet. Look at this piece of garbage is a state rep in Philly, right?
Oh,
And
I saw
he
that picture,
harassed an elderly woman praying outside of a Planned Parenthood, acting tough with her. And then he harassed, look, these teenage girls. Look how sweet they are. And this piece of shit disrespected them.
What is he
And
saying?
they're not like 19. They look like almost like Girl Scout age.
Yeah.
Here,
Wait,
we'll
let's
get the
listen
sound on here.
Standing out in front of a Planned Parenthood. Representative Brian Sims here, and I am outside the Planned Parenthood at southeastern Pennsylvania. Oh, no, they're leaving now. What we've got here is a bunch of protesters. A bunch of pseudo-Christian protesters who've been out here shaming young girls for being here. And so here's the deal. I've got $100 to anybody who will identify any of these three.
So we're
that I'm going to
actually
donate to Planned
Piece of
Parenthood.
garbage.
I'm going to donate to Planned Parenthood.
Piece of garbage.
He put a literal dox bounty
Yeah.
out on them.
On underage girls,
On
bro.
doxing bounty.
Underage girls.
Can I
bro.
see this?
Nothing Christian at all
Oh,
about
sorry,
what you're
yeah.
doing. Hi, nothing Christian. A bunch of white people standing out in front of a Planned Parenthood.
Bunch of white people.
Shaming
Of course.
people. There's nothing
He won't do
Christian
that to
about
the
what you're
other
doing.
people, now would he?
Nothing Christian at all about what you're doing.
Far from white.
Hi, nothing Christian or loving or godly about what you're doing. So I've got $100 to anybody who will identify.
What a
$100.
fucking devil.
What a
Friends out
right,
here.
dude.
$100.
Everybody on his Twitter
It'd be
wrecked
easier if you
him.
just give
Everybody,
your name,
nobody
your address.
defended this guy. Everybody wrecked him on his own Twitter, and he's a state rep.
What's his
in
name
Philly?
again?
Rich, what
Brian
makes you
Sims,
think
what
it's
is
your
it,
job to tell women what's right for their
Brian
bodies?
Sims.
I
Brian
do this
Sims
enough.
of
PA.
Pennsylvania.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Shame
look,
on
look, LGBTQ activist, you know?
Guys,
Look,
Planned
yeah,
Parenthood
civil
here
rights,
faces
and he's an attorney.
daily
Check this out,
people
right?
like this, from
Hey, check this
Meanwhile,
out.
those girls should sue the shit out of him. Press charges for harassment. First of all, that's harassment, and second of all, sue the shit out of this.
Hey, let's check this out. Ready? Look at the order of priority he puts his things in. State representative, his job that represents the people of his state, comes second to his LGBTQ activism. He listed second to that.
Yeah.
Granted, I'd like to think that the civil rights attorney would
He-
probably come before all of those.
He
things
really
by
is a
his
good
job.
representative of his cause, right?
He actually probably is. Like,